Camzyos people, hello. How are you? I just wanted to speak off the cuff here. My last report I gave, I was standing over the grave of my grandfather, who probably died a young man. Well, he did die a young man, probably of something heart related. It's before they were checking those things. And I have some big decisions to make. I met with or spoke with my cardiology team, and basically they said, well, the next step is for you to consider a septal myectomy. And I was like, oh, let's pump the brakes here because we had this discussion before I even going to Camzyos. They were like, yeah, just get a septomectomy. You're young. Except aside from having some other comorbidities that I have pretty well managed, I was like, yeah, I'm not rushing to get under the knife here. So let me start by saying nobody cares about you but you, or nobody cares about you more than you. I'm going to sound kind of pessimistic here, but your medical team doesn't care about you as much as you think. It's not that they're bad. They're not. All of my medical teams are wonderful, really great people who have improved the quality of my life. But um, I'm still just a number. If I were to die, they would probably be sad for a little while, and then they just move on to other cases. And it's just okay. Um, Sorry to get so dark here. We're gonna get in this on an upswing though. Enough sophistry. So I have the point being you have to be your own advocate here, which is what I've been doing the past couple months because I haven't been responding well to Camzyos, Mavacamten. I have the MYH7 variant, which um, it's about 35 to 40% of all HCM cases. The other big mutation is the MYBPC3, which is again probably another 30 to 40%. And both of those have to do with myosin, but the MYH7 is literally you have overactive myosin. You have too many myosin. Camzyos addresses that directly. It's a 1-to-1 matchup. So me having the MYH7 mutation, it's the best HCM to have for this medicine. So I haven't responded to it. I'll probably post a chart of my gradients that I've been passing around my media pages to show you what I've been dealing with since I started Camzyos. It's been a roller coaster in every sense of the word. So I have some big decisions to make. My care team's like, just get something myectomy. I'm like, yeah, I'm not there yet. So Aficamten is coming out at the end of this year, God willing. Um, and it works differently than Camzyos. So Camzyos is processed by the certain enzymes, CY. It's a let me see if it's written down here somewhere. Yes, this CYP2C19 enzyme processes Camzyos. And if you have a problem with that enzyme, it's either overactive or it works too quickly, or you're a poor metabolizer. It affects how this medicine works. So if you're a poor metabolizer, the concern is medicine builds up in your body and it causes your ejection fraction to drop too low. My ejection fraction is fine. It's over 65. It's probably over 70. I think it's been over 70 for almost all of my echoes. But if you're a quick metabolizer, it passes out of your body before it can work. So I'm responding a little bit to Camzyos. Between, I don't know, there's been times when I have felt like 70% better. Nowadays, I feel like 20% better. So with Aficamten, it is not processed by that enzyme, which is good news for a lot of people who maybe are not responding to Camzyos. Now, this is where I mentioned about being your own advocate. I have been diagnosed with HCM now for 15 years. None of my medical teams or my PCPs, I've had like 2 or 3 PCPs since then and a couple different cardiology teams because I haven't moved around. None of them ever suggested genetic counseling or testing, either for my HCM or since I've been at Camzyos and it's not working, they didn't suggest an enzyme test. If you really dive into this, it'll drive you. You'll go down a rabbit hole. People will think you're nuts. In the United States, there was no genetic requirement that you have to do before getting on Camzyos. Even if your HCM is caused by a genetic mutation that has nothing to do with myosin, respectively. It's a broad, it's a thing. Other parts of the world, like the UK, I think Japan, parts of Europe, not only do you have to get a genetic test to see what kind of HCM you have to get an enzyme test for the enzyme that I mentioned to make sure the medicine is going to work for you. Nobody even suggested that. Even after my Camzyos hasn't been working for me, obviously I'm frustrated. Even the medicine hasn't been working for me. They still didn't suggest it. They say, hey, you know what? You might actually have a problem with this enzyme. Let's get this checked, and then if that's the problem, Aficamten's coming out at the end of the year. You can switch to that, and I'm sure you'll feel a lot better. Nobody's ever mentioned that. I'm going to hate myself for saying this, but if I didn't pay for Chat GPT to get like the next tier, I wouldn't know any of this. I had to like really dig and take notes and almost do like a spider web, conspiracy theories of what's going on here. Now, with all of that said, when it was 6 minute rant, I had mentioned before I'm a type 1 diabetic. That could be the problem. Even though my blood sugars, my A1C is under 7, it's like 6.4, 6.5. Um, I could have liver or kidney issues that's just a unique problem for me. But the fact that nobody has ever suggested I get this enzyme test. So I went to my PCP last week. Great, just the most like laid back people. And I was like, hey, listen, I want this test. They said, okay, here you go. Here's your script. I went to Quest Diagnostics an hour later and got it checked. I haven't got my results back yet. Um, you can also, if you want to get that done, you can get it done on your own. You can just order it. There's a website online. You pick a clinic near you, or Quest Diagnostics. You select the enzyme test. It's a phenotype test. Get your blood drawn, and I'll let you know if you're having that problem. So at this point, I'm probably going to switch to Aficamten at the end of the year when it comes out. Um, if that still doesn't work for me, I will just have to get a septal myectomy. Part of me thinks that I should just get that anyways. I'm just so frustrated with these medicines because if you look at my very first video, it feels like a Touched by an Angels episode. And I had music. I was like, this is great. And I'm like, dude, I'm 34 years old and I'm thinking about my mortality more than I should be. Yeah. All right. So to recap, I have the MYH7 mutation, which is causing overactive myosin. Camzyos specifically addresses overactive myosin. It's not working for me because I suspect the enzyme that metabolizes the medicine is overacting, or it's super metabolizing it. So I am going to try to switch to Aficamten at the end of the year. I don't know if that means I have to change the name of my video blog, which is my Camzyos journey. Maybe my small myosin journey. I don't know. Hopefully, hopefully I'll be feeling better after that. I'm sorry we're going on over 8 minutes now, but I had a lot to get off my chest. No heart pun intended. All right. If anybody else has gone through that, if you've watched this long, thank you for sticking with me. Feel free to comment or reach out. My email is always available. Please, I've had really great discussions with some of you. Talk to you soon, I guess. Ciao.